Why can't the front of the iPhone camera look clear and not oversaturated? Why did it look oversaturated like that? That's not normal. It's an iPhone. What do you expect? Alright, so I wanted to talk to you guys. Wait. My bad. Well, I know nobody's watching this live stream, but I kind of wanted to talk about old age. Like, just in general, I want to talk about old age to you guys. You know how as somebody gets older, right? And you start to notice things on your body that you never noticed before. Like, you kind of start to kind of like get, like old age. Your skin starts to kind of sag. Your eyes become puffy, especially if you're stressed out. You know how old age starts to ruin your body? And you can't walk and you can't run like you used to, and you get joint pain and all that stuff that you never had when you were a kid. Well, could I apply that to a car? Like, I'll give you an example. You get a 2020 Tesla, or you get a 2020 Toyota or Honda or whatever. You get a 2020 Ford. You know how everything is brand new? Like all the parts are new, the plastic is new, everything in the car is new, the tires are new, everything is nice and fresh, the seats are new, the odometers are new, the miles are new, your radio's brand new, all the electronics are new. But what I don't get is after like 5 years, 6 years, you start to notice things on your car that you didn't notice when you had it at 0 miles. Like, there was no scratches, there was no indentions. You know, when you're on the freeway and rocks hit your windshield and you're like, fuck, there's another indention. Or it hits your front of your car where the plastic is, and you notice all these little bumps and bruises. It's like a human, I've noticed. Or like when you're walking down the street and you look at a sidewalk when it's brand new, and then after 20 years the sidewalk's faded, cracking. Age is a bitch. Age is a bitch, isn't it? It's just a bitch. Age, time is a bitch. It sucks. Like, you start to look at yourself, and you look at yourself in the mirror, and you start to realize, oh shit, what am I going to look like in 10 years? 20 years, you know? And then you start to really look at yourself when you start getting in your 50s, and you start to realize all the shit that you did, you know, when you were bad and stuff like that, right? So you start to look at it and you're like, well, fudge. Well, fudge, you know? And like I said, you start to look at it and you're like, well, why does my car have all these scratches? Or why is it pushed in from people hitting you? And you realize that when this car first got off the parking lot, like when we were born, we didn't have skin blemishes, we didn't have pimples and all this weird shit. And just like a car or just like an airplane, when everything is brand new, usually everything works. But then as you get older and your car gets older, but you get older as a human, you realize you fucked up, yeah. But it's a little bit different with cars, but in general, you look at the car and you're like, when this was brand new, everything looked perfect. When you were a baby, everything looked perfect, right? But then as you get older, you start to realize, you're like, oh shit. And then you look at everything and you start to realize, you're like, wait a second, my car's all scratched up, dented up, beat up, bumped in, pushed in. There's a bumper half missing, your tailpipe's running, your check engine light's running bad, you're burning oil. But then you look at the human side of it, oh shit, I have heart disease, I have cancer, I have, hi. Could you please dump that out? Here you go. Hold on. you see where the Taliban shut down a blank blank today in blank? No, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, let me give you an example. Let me give you another example, okay? Just a second. I gotta find a spot. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right, so once, okay, you know I always give you good news. Did you hear? See where the Taliban shot down a U.S. military plane today? I don't know. You're an anti-human. You're like anti-good. But let me see what's going on. Okay, give me a second. Taliban shoots down military plane. Was anybody killed? Bombardier E-11A. I don't know what to say about that. So, as you get older, you start to have problems. And your car has problems. And your house starts to have problems as it gets older. You start to have leaks in your house. Or you need to retile your house. Or after so many years, you need to redo the walls or the drywall. Or there's a leak and it's causing, damage to your studs, your wood studs. Over time, everything just starts to wear down. But let me ask you a question is, why is time so against us? Why is time so against the humans and everything that we've created? Why is time against us? In every aspect. Time. Time ruins everything over time. The world slowly evolves around time. If time does exist, time ruins everything. Movement, money ruins time. Time ruins money. Isn't that amazing? That time can ruin money. I find that amazing. Time can ruin lives. Time itself. And I never thought about this before. But as you age, and as everything around you ages, and time goes by, and you're like, damn. When I was a child, I didn't have to worry about a goddamn thing when you were a child. You didn't have to worry about nothing. Bills. You weren't stressed as much as a child as you are now these days. You realize that time is borrowed. You borrow time because over years your body becomes weaker regardless of your physical strength. When you hit 80, 90, 100 years old, you're going to get sick and you're going to become weak as your cells start to die and stop recreating. I don't know what the wording is of it. Reproducing cells to stop your aging process. And you notice that time is against you. So whoever put us humans here, it's a very weird thing. Whoever put us humans here, it's just very weird. The whole existence of the universe and time and as ages and as years go by and days and months, you start to realize the things that you see start to become older. They wear out. They break. Um, you start to have medical problems that you never had as a kid or a teenager. Uh, Dogs die. Cats pass away. Dogs pass away. And then trees start to die, or they fall over from their old age, or just just little things like that. Lamps become rusted. Time becomes time. Abandoned buildings become with the earth again. You slowly start to see the trees and the leaves, and like I'll give you an example. Empty parking lot that hasn't been touched in years will have a layer of dust on top of it, and trees coming out of the ground, popping through the concrete over time as the weather rains and stops and rains and dries and rains and dries. But eventually cracks develop, and then rain and seeds eventually will fall through the cracks, and then plants will start to come back up. So I realize now that humans, for the most part, are on borrowed time. Because after 50, 60, 70, 80 years, I'll give you an example. When cars were made out of metal, if you go look at an old car that's been sitting for like 60, 70 years, it's all rust. The interior is rusted. The exterior is rusted. Even if the seals were good at when it was first put away, the rubber of the seals eventually they wear out. Eventually they corrode over time, so the water seeps in, um, and as corrosion happens, the car starts to wear out. The car starts to break down even more physically. You can't turn the wheels anymore because of rust. Rust develops in there. Animals go up in there, and eventually, over time, it just slowly destroys everything of the car, and eventually the tires get so worn out they become breakable by hand, and then eventually 200 or 300 years later, I'm pretty sure they'll just be dust, and you'll just see the rims, and the rims will all be rusted and warped from old age, and eventually after 1,000, 2,000 years, there's not going to be any rim left. There's not going to be any metal. There might be still some metal, but it won't be distinguishable. You'll eventually, it's going to get to a point about 20,000 years, I would say, for a car to completely disappear with the earth. Assuming that there's no sand or anything, I would assume that that car would be gone completely. The plastic would be evaporated eventually. The metal will eventually corrode. It's going to eventually corrode and just go with the earth. It'll become so rusty at a point where it'll just disintegrate at one point. Like the whole car will just disintegrate. Big chunks will just fall off the car as the years go by, and then eventually the car will disappear. Humans, when we die, necrosis sets in, and then our blood dry. I don't know. Blood is weird. It's not a liquid. Everybody says blood's a liquid, but it's not a liquid. It's really weird. But blood is not a liquid, and it's baffling. But blood is not a liquid. That's why it's impossible to get it out of seats, to get it out of wherever you bleed. Um, it's impossible to get out unless you do it right away. It's not a it's blood is not a liquid. I don't understand that, but our human blood is not a liquid, and it's permanent. Wherever it sticks, it's permanent. It's always there. There's some sort of trace, but it's always there. I don't understand it really, to be honest with you. I don't understand blood, but blood is very strange. But when we die and the blood dries and our body, eventually 500 years down the road, bones. And then 100,000 to 200,000 years later, that bone eventually is going to just be bones, and then maybe even ashes. I don't. It depends if you're mummified through the ground or not. Like if you're not mummified if you're on top of the ground, you're gonna get eaten, and your bones eventually are gonna go away within like 500 years. Assuming no animals were hungry for some bone action, uh, then that's it. It's over. It's done. You disappear off the earth. Physically, emotionally, mentally, everything is just gone. So what I'm trying to figure out is, why does time destroy everything? Everything that you touch, everything that you know, time destroys everything. As we move forth and throughout the galaxy, It destroys everything that we touch. Everything that the humans have made. In a million years, all of this would have never have mattered. Everything. Everything that you see here. In a million years will never be here. It's amazing. And even if we do survive the million years, we're going to be so technology advanced, I think that we'll be able to live 200 or 300 years. Or maybe, like in the movies, they'll be able to transplant a human living brain into another artificial type of body. Maybe. I don't know about that. That's still a few hundred years away, but I'm pretty sure they'll create it somehow. But until then, I don't see the human race lasting another million years. That's not possible. Unless a catastrophic event from space hits the Earth, destroys 99% of the population, keeps 1% of the population, and eventually we become back together and we live as primitive inmates again. So we go backwards and start over again. Then everybody has to create everything again. I think one of the biggest mistakes that we did in the human history is create wooden houses. I think that was dumb as hell, by the way. Wooden houses will not last as long as steel. But even steel has a point where it's going to degrade after so many years. Eventually, everything that you see on this planet will be gone. Eventually. Nothing can last forever. And that's the reason why I recommend that you guys live as decent as possible now. Because that when your heart stops, eventually, we're not going to know what's going to happen in the future because we're not going to be here. We don't know what's going to happen in the future because we're not going to be here to experience it. It's sad to say it, but it's the truth. I mean, eventually we're going to die. And there's no getting around it. That's why I've tried to kind of come to accept the terms. I've tried to accept those terms of the terms of service of life, but I have a discrepancy of that. I want to live longer than 100 years, but it's not possible. It's not possible to live more than 130 years. Unless you have the best genes in the world and you have the best diet in the world and you have no stress at all for the most of your life. It's not possible to live that long. But what I'm saying is, in a general term, how do we, as a species, live? Can anybody explain that? Can anybody? How do we live, guys? How do we fathom that fact? How do we fathom that fact that we will die within 100 years and all of this meant nothing to us? I have not eaten today. No, I have not. I'm hungrier than hell. I have not eaten any food. I don't have any money right now. But what I'm trying to figure out is, how do we, as a species, live in our life cycle for now and try to at least, in that time span of at least, I don't know how old you guys are, you know, I'm probably only gonna live about 20 more years. The stress that I have will kill me. I just don't know when. But eventually, my body's going to say, you know what, boy? You want to stress so much? You know what? Dead. You're dead. But for people that are less stressed out, could live to 70 to 80 to 90 years old, assuming they don't get a medical major disease, assuming that we don't get a massive biological disease, and we're good. Assuming. That's assuming, though. How can us humans look past war, look past crime, look past jealousy, look past crime and look past everything else that's bad in this world and make it the best of what we can for the next 60, 70 years, for this generation and the next generation of children that will grow up to adults and then they live their lives. How can we get them to live at least 90 to 100 years old? People say to think positive. Yes, that is true. You want to think positive. But the inevitability of death, it's not making me think so positive. Okay? Sometimes. The inevitability that we will die and that everything that everybody's ever done on this world and that everything that everybody has said and made people cry or made people angry or insulted and degraded people. I'll give you some examples of the mean people. And when they're on their deathbed or they're having a heart attack or a stroke or an aneurysm and they're regretting everything that they ever did and they're angry with their lives and didn't try to change, at least not even try to change it, but try to be a little bit less mean, does it mean that they're going to go to hell? Does it mean that they're going to be sent off to another universe, a galaxy? Or what's going to happen? And this is the question that I don't understand. All the people that have ever committed most heinous crimes on this earth, hurting animals, hurting other people, killing other people, what's going to happen to them when they die? And why don't they think about that before they commit crimes? What if, and I'm just saying, what if there is a hell? What if there is? What if there is a hell? What if there really is Satan? And what if they really do burn in hell for eternity? And what if there isn't? But they go to a dark abyss for the rest of eternity. Or, even worse punishment, you get sent back to Earth. And you get sent back to Earth as a poor person in a poor country. And then you get kidnapped, unfortunately, at about 5 or 6 years old. That's your punishment for your previous life. So then I start to think about the psychology and what's the possibility of the endless possibility of our human race. Sure, I can't think of it so clearly like a person like Stephen Hawking. I can't think like him. He has a mind that is way above me. But physiologically, as a human species, who are we? And what is our purpose on the earth? I keep asking you guys this, but nobody gives me a good answer. What is our purpose of the planet? Are we here as an experiment? Are we here as like what the Truman Show shows? And they mocked it in our faces? The Truman Show, where they watch us from like a big gigantic TV? Are we like that? Are we going to be like, oh, look, look at the United States is attacking Iran. Iran's attacking the United States. 5-star rating, see us at 5 p.m. Are we like the Truman Show? But the whole human race? Are we like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Think about it. Like, I'm not trying to say that we are. I'm trying to say, what if? So, who are we as humans? What is our purpose of life? What is our purpose of disease? That I don't know. I would like to know the answer to that. Well, I mean, Jamie Feinberg, I think he might be right. I think in a way, you might be right. Because the human species as a basic form of life seems to do better. The human race seems to do better when we're basic. Let me give an example. The tribes of Africa. The tribes that don't have a lot of contact with other humans outside civilizations. they seem to do pretty good. I mean, they don't have any drama. Nobody hates them. I mean, they seem to have no issues. And for us, okay, I wake up, I stress. You guys wake up, you stress. You got work, you got school, you got a job to go to. You got to get up in the morning. You got to get your coffee. You got to get your Dr. Pepper, or whatever, or your mocha frappuccino if you're a Starbucks fan, or whatever. Dunkin' Donuts. You got to have your morning Joe, right? Caffeine, a stimulant. So you wake up, you get up, you shower. Yeah, you might even get abused if you have a bad family. You wake up, you get to school, you sit in a chair for 8 hours, you go to lunch, you have to pay for your lunch, you eat your lunch, you put the trays back, go back to class, go back to your home-based class, whatever, and you sit at a table looking at the teacher and them explaining each class. So you learn basic math, you learn basic social studies, science, and PT, physical training, or PE, physical education. And you go to the gym, and you go play basketball, you go play soccer, on a cooler day, you might go play football, or something stupid. But at the end of the day, what is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of it? And can anybody explain that to me? Please. Anybody? Anybody want to explain what that purpose is of waking up every morning? You're saying soul lessons and evolve as a spiritual beings. Okay, but what about this? Faith, love, and family. Correct. Faith, love, and then family. We are living in insanity. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to explain. We wake up every morning, kids, I'll give you an example, kiddos. You know, they're 10, 15 years old, right? They're 10 to 15 years old. Oh, I got to go to school. I got to wake up. My dad, mom, I got to go to school. But at the end of the day, what are we teaching the children? We teach them about war. We teach them about having etiquette, which is important. But in social studies and history, they teach them about the United States going to war. So they teach them barbaric shit. I think what we should have done is, when we stopped being barbaric, we should have stopped teaching these kiddos about war. We shouldn't have taught these kids about war. And I think that kind of sets the boundary for problems in the future for humans. I think if we would have taught these kids nothing about war, and there was actually no wars in this world, I think that would start a different trend of beauty, of peace, tranquility. People didn't have to worry about locking their doors at night. You know, like in the 1940s and 30s, you didn't have to lock your doors at night. Nobody almost came in your house. Nobody. In small towns, there's still some small towns in the Midwest. They don't lock the doors at night. They don't need to lock their doors. Nobody comes. I learned that from my friend in Ohio, in the small town I lived in. They didn't even lock their doors at night at one point. They didn't even lock their doors. They weren't even locking them. They didn't even have a lock on their door. Well, they had a lock, but they never used it. At one point, you never had to use a lock. You could literally sleep with no locks. Well, I mean, they had locks, but they never locked it. That's how safe the small town is. But, unfortunately, as the years progressed, the crime in that small town kind of picked up. No longer safe. At one point, though, you didn't have to lock your door. You could literally leave a PS3, an Xbox 360, an Xbox, a computer, with the rooms open, with the lights on. You didn't have to lock your door, even if you left for a week. Wouldn't lock the door. Nobody locked the door. Obviously, you had the common courtesy not to open the doors. And I was reading about history about people not locking their doors. They would feel safe. Well, guess what? Theoretically, in a small town in the Midwest, as long as you weren't a serial killer or whatever, and the serial killer wasn't stalking you, you had no reason to lock your doors. Because crime, robbery, and break-in was very low because people had more money to spend. So people weren't switching to the bad side and committing crimes as much. Unfortunately, now you have to lock your door because people are going to kick it open. People are going to try to break in. They're going to try to steal your shit. And it's all dumb shit. Oh, let me go and break into this guy's house. Boom, boom, boom. Kick. But what's the point? It's inanimate objects. Oh, what? You're going to get $1,000 for this guy's stolen laptop? Think about it. What is the point of that? What? You're going to get a couple $1,000? Ooh, I'm big and bad. I stole this guy's laptop. I'm so proud of myself. But in 20 years from now, how is that going to help you? 30 years, when there's a bomb that destroys half the planet, or if the volcano erupts in Yellowstone, how is that stealing of that $2,000 laptop helping you 30 years down the road? And that's what I'm trying to tell thieves. They steal for a living. They break in. They'll break your shit. They'll break in. They'll take your shit. But at the end of the day, what does it matter when you're on your deathbed, dying? What did you accomplish by being a thief? What did you accomplish? People never used to lock the doors in the old days. I learned that when I went to Ohio. There was a lot of times where people don't even lock the door. There's even some still that don't lock their door. They don't believe in it. They believe that if somebody can open their door and they hear a chime, they're just going to shoot them. They believe by guns. They don't believe by locks. Because a lock is not really going to protect you too much. A lock is just a temporary barrier to somebody that really wants to break into your house and kill you. And matter of fact, some people say, well, I leave my door unlocked so they could just walk in and steal my shit other than breaking my lock and breaking my frame. And I've heard some people say they leave their cars unlocked in certain cities. They'll leave their cars unlocked and take everything out so that they can't take anything, important, so they don't break their windows. And in certain small, medium-sized cities, they'd rather just leave their doors unlocked, let the thief go through their shit, than have somebody bust their window with a brick and cause extreme damages. So they would just rather leave their doors unlocked, but just take everything out of their car at night. Everything. Everything goes out. There's nothing in the car. Nothing in the glove compartment. Nothing in the car. And the thief will move on to the next car. Because he ain't going to take the time to be like, oh, what's in here? Oh, what's this? Because if there's nothing in here, he can't go, ooh, what's this? Because there's nothing in the car. So in Ohio, it would be better just to leave the door unlocked where we lived than would it be to lock the doors. Because if somebody's mad enough and they see something they like, they'll bust it to open it, and leave nothing in your trunk. And they're not going to steal a spare tire. I've never heard of a thief. I'm sure it's happened, but stealing a spare tire, I don't know. But in general, the thief will go through your vehicle, move on to the next car. Oh, these doors are locked. They must be hiding something because everybody else keeps their doors unlocked. So the thief will end up breaking their window and causing $300 in damage. But if you leave your door unlocked, no damage. But I think genuinely what people got to worry about these days are rapists. Let me explain why. Because if you have doors unlocked, they might not be coming to rob the house, but they might be trying to get some good times illegally with some female action. So I guess that's another reason why you need to lock your doors now. But for your car, I recommend keeping the doors unlocked and just taking everything out if you live in a small town or in a medium-sized small town. But if you live in a big city, you need to keep your doors locked at all times. You need to keep your doors locked while you're in the car and while you're not in the car. Because people come up to you at lights, and trust me, I've had it happen to me 2 times here in San Antonio. People came up and they were trying to open my door and banging on my window. I've had that happen before 2 times. I had it happen like 20 times in New Jersey. They're always trying to break into your car in New Jersey. You cannot leave your car apart. If you leave anything inside your car in northern New Jersey, it's gone. You leave a laptop for 5 seconds and it's gone. They will bust your shit. They will break anything they have to get inside your car. And they will use anything that they have to get a hammer, a sledgehammer. They'll do whatever it takes. And they usually ride up on another car. They just quickly get out the car. Bam! Bust your shit. Quickly go through it. I've seen it in real time, by the way. So, yes, my money has been stolen. I had $40 in my glove compartment for emergencies. They broke in. They took my $40 and my inverter. But they were nice enough not to take my registration. They took my $40 that I had for emergency. I don't carry cash. No, I don't carry cash anymore. They took $40 out of my glove compartment. It's for emergencies. Those are specifically for emergency cash. And it was very well hidden, but they found it and they took it out. And they also took my inverter that I spent $50 on. I was not happy about that. Not happy about that at all. But they let the registration in. That was nice of them. They didn't take the registration. Because it's a bitch. It's a real bitch if they take your registration. But I've had my side window busted. I've had my back side small windows. The small windows are very expensive. Busted out on the back of this car. So they could break in and look through the car because I had locked the doors. I forgot to not lock them. And it's just terrible. Like, I mean, at least they were nice enough not to scratch the car. I mean, at least that, right? I mean, they didn't scratch anything. They just carefully looked through everything and they take off. But I'm telling you, and I'm telling you right now, the human race is a very weird race. We're very weird people. And I can almost say this, that we're savages at times. Okay, I give up. I just wanted you to help me explain benzodiazepine withdrawal on my channel. What? Benzodiazepine withdrawal is terrible. I don't know what you're talking. It's terrible. Another chemical created by man to make us addicted. And then you take it. And then you stop taking it. And then you seizure out and die. Where's the logic in that? You take a medication. And then you die from it. If you stop taking it. Do you know how dangerous withdrawal is? It's the worst thing ever. It's bad. Makes me sad, man. It really makes me sad, man. There's so many evil people in this world, and I don't understand why there's so many evil people on the planet. I've been trying to think of what the possibilities are that made them evil, but then I realized that these people have an inherited brain issue. A physical part of their brain is missing or is absent that has empathy. You can't live a normal human society life without empathy. I remember Benzo Butterfly. I'm so sad about that. She really ended her life over benzo withdrawal. She really did. And that was sad. I remember that. Monsters are created. Okay, Kyle, but what about the physical differences in a serial killer? There's physical altercations from a normal person's brain between a serial killer and a normal person's brain. in the serial killer, they're missing something in physically. Like you could see it on the scans of their brain. If there's something different there than there is with a brain. There's something different there that's a psychopath. Whoa, let me do this and let me do like with a serial killer, they get a kick out of hurting humans. It's crazy. For me, luckily I have some. I mean, I don't have perfect sympathy. Trust me, I can be pretty cold at times. I'm not gonna lie, but I have sympathy. I see a hurt dog, I'm gonna cry and try to help it. I see a hurt human on the side of the road, I'm gonna help them. A serial killer would just be like, but a hurt human would be like, oh shit, let me pull over real quick. Oh, flashers, park, turn the car off, and immediately go help somebody. But a serial killer would probably be more like, man, fuck that motherfucker. Let me run him over while I'm at. I just don't understand. I don't understand this world. This world is just so weird. It's a weird world, okay? I don't care what happens. It's just a weird world. Mental illness. No. Serial killers are way beyond mental illness. No. Most mentally ill people don't kill. Most mentally ill people do not kill or hurt people. Most. Yeah, most mentally ill people don't actually kill people. Unless they're schizophrenic and they have homicidal tendencies. It's a possibility then. But most people that have depression, anxiety, bipolar type 1 and 2, they don't usually kill people. But if a bipolar person does kill somebody, it was usually because they were in a very manic state and the person that was threatening them pushed them too far. But usually they don't kill. I'm bipolar. I've been diagnosed with bipolar type 2. That's why you see me cry a lot. And I realize this. I am bipolar. Sure. I'll admit it. I am not without sin. And I realize that. I realize I do have episodes where I'm happy. Episodes where I'm sad. I could go months with depression and then suddenly I'm okay. Mood stabilizers don't work for me. That's why I just kind of just have to bite my tongue. I have to bite my tongue. And then sometimes I'll get into a talkative mood like I am right now. But I'm trying to think of everything as calmly as possible without over-talking. Sometimes you don't want to be near me, though. I am an angry person. I snap. I'm trying to sleep or something, and somebody wakes me up, I'll snap. But that's how I am when I'm angry. But what I had about 3 days ago was the worst panic attack of my life. My heart rate was flying so fast, I thought I was going to die. It was over 240 beats per minute on that machine. 240 beats per minute. And it lasted for about 12 minutes. That 12 minutes of the 240 beats per minute, I was running a marathon while laying down in a bed. I ain't never been that scared in my life. Never. Nothing can compare to the horror that I felt. When I was doing this, I could barely feel my heartbeat because it was beating so fast. It was ding, 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 ding. I was like, God damn. And my blood pressure wasn't so bad. But the pulse was so fast. I was like, guys, I am dying. I literally was screaming. I am dying. I don't want to die. I do want to live a few more years. I said a few more years. I was like, guys, if I'm having a heart attack or something here, can you guys help me out? And I'm screaming and crying and screaming. I'm like, I don't want to die. Then the thing's ding, ding, ding. And the thing keeps dinging and they keep muting it. But because the pulse is so high, the machine will override the muting. So it just goes ding, ding, ding. And then the second they click the mute button or disable all alarm, ding, ding, ding. Because it just keeps detecting the high heart rate. No human should have a heart rate of 245 beats per minute. And this new machine that they have won't let you mute the audio when it's that fast. So when they go to mute the audio to try to calm me down, it ding, ding, ding. It just keeps dinging. And it won't stop. That's to alert all nurses and staff and make sure that it's a priority. when your pulse is that fast, you have to be statting. You have to wonder, why is this guy's heart beating so fast, but this guy's not doing any drugs? If this guy's not doing any drugs, and he doesn't have alcohol in the system, he doesn't have anything but benzos in the system, what's going on? Why is his heart going this fast? But then when it started to skip, that's when I went into full-blown panic mode, man. My mouth dried up. My mouth was so dry, I couldn't even lick my lip. It was dried. It was dry. My mouth dried. My cotton ball. It was all cotton in my mouth. It dried so much, I had no saliva at all. I was producing no saliva. Okay? My skin felt dry out of nowhere. Like, I had no salivation at all. And I was like, I'm going to die. I was not in shock. I was not in shock. I was not in shock, theoretically. Theoretically, I was not in shock. My mouth was not closing. I wasn't swelling or nothing. All of a sudden, though, my mouth got cotton ball dry, and then my heart rate flew, and it was over. I started to sweat from the panic. Now, it wasn't heart disease. They checked that. There's no clogging. So it wasn't heart disease that was causing it. And it wasn't a heart attack. Because every time they would hook me up to the EKG, they had an EKG on me, a machine on me, and then they tested with a different one. And it said, it says normal, it was weird. It said normal EKG, but sinus tachycardia. But at 240 beats, sinus tachycardia. I didn't even know your heart could be at 240 beats per minute and have a sinus rhythm. But it said normal EKG. And they're like, okay, let's get his troponin levels. So they take some more blood out, and they check my troponin levels. My troponin level was 0.0001. Nothing. In other words, not detectable. So my heart wasn't under stress, even though it was going too fast. I couldn't breathe, though. That's the one thing that when your heart rate goes that fast, your body's not pumping enough blood. So I kind of felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. And I was like, I'm going to die. I am going to die. I'm going to die. That's what I told them. And they're like, no, you're not going to die. And then this nurse kept rubbing my head like this. It's okay, Ben. It's okay, Ben. Your heart's going really fast. We got to calm you down. And that's when they shoot me with all these drugs and calm me down. They gave me some Thorazine. The lightest amount that they could give. Benadryl of 50 milligrams. And I don't know why they gave me Benadryl, but it's very good to knock people out. It really knocks people out. It'll just sedate you a little bit. But it's not like a hard sedation like a anesthetic medication. But it'll sedate you. My thyroid's okay. Yes, my thyroid's actually okay. And then 2 milligrams of Ativan IV'd right into my bloodstream. And then finally everything just started to just calm. All of a sudden I'm like, I'm dying. And I couldn't speak right because when the Thorazine always messes my voice up. I don't know what it is. When they inject you with Thorazine, it just kind of, I don't like antipsychotic medication, but I told her, just give it to me. I don't want to die. And the doctor's like, okay, because I could have said no to the Thorazine, but I just wanted to see what would happen. I swear to God, it was a psychotic mental breakdown. I think it was, but I'm not 100% sure. It might have just been a real bad panic attack. So they gave me a small dose of Thorazine, 50 milligrams of Benadryl. I said, just give me the Benadryl. I know I'm going to have a reaction to it. I always do. But let's see if we can get that heart rate down. And then 2 milligrams of lorazepam. All of a sudden, within 2 or 3 minutes, I feel the Thorazine kicking in, but my heart rate's still flying. But I'm like, guys, I'm really scared. But I'm like, I'm Thorazined up now. So since I'm Thorazined up, I'm talking slow and lethargic because that's what Thorazine does. It just kills your thought process. And it's like some doctors have said it's like a temporary lobotomy. So I'm like, guys, just inject me with the Benadryl now. And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm drowsy. I'm getting sleepier than hell. I'm like sleepy as hell now at that point. They didn't even get the Ativan yet. And then they inject me with the Ativan and I'm just like, all of a sudden I'm literally closing my eyes. But as I try to open them, the only thing I can see is like a curtain. and that was because of the Thorazine and the Ativan mix. When you mix those two together, you create extreme sedation. All of a sudden, I just became like I hadn't slept in 48 hours straight. Like, it literally went from super adrenaline to super sleepy within less than 10 minutes. And all of a sudden, I'm like, am I dying still, guys? And she's the lady's like, no, your heart's coming down quickly. I look at the machine, it's still in red, and all of a sudden it turns to yellow. It starts beeping violently, and then all of a sudden you just see the heart rate go 240, 220, 200, like 180 within like 5 minutes, and then within like 8 minutes it went to like 120, 110, and then within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, started to come down to the 80s. And then pretty quickly it went down to the 60s after a couple hours. I don't remember how many hours it was exactly, but I was out. So I wake up about 8 hours. I'm lightheaded and dizzy. They checked my blood pressure. Blood pressure was okay. It was a little bit low because of all the medications they gave me, especially Thorazine. Because Thorazine will kill not only your anxiety, but it kills everything, your thought process. So if you're not thinking, you can't stress. Because the Thorazine kills that part of your body. If you can't think clearly, then you can't stress. So I'm just looking at the monitor, like, what the fuck is a monitor? I'm literally thinking that. What the hell is a monitor? I'm looking at it, but I'm not understanding it. Because it confused me. And then my blood pressure was 100/75. It was low, but not like low enough to be like whoa low, but it was low. And then I stand up and I'm like, whoa, I'm about to pass out. And then, the body fixes the blood pressure issue if you don't have a rhythm problem. And then I stood up, and I finally stood up. And then as the Thorazine wears off, I can still feel the Ativan. But then the doctor comes in and shoots me with another milligram of Ativan. I need you to stay calm. You need to give your heart a break. I was like, okay, doctor. And then he tells me the story about how I shouldn't be stressing out. I told him about everything, and then he told me about everything, and I had to understand him. I had to understand where he was coming from, and I agree. I do agree with everything he said. He told me to stop. He said to stop worrying yourself. Why are you doing this to yourself? I said, because I have people that hate me. People hate me. I don't want to be hated. I want to be liked. He says, you can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. You can't make everybody happy. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry, but you cannot make everybody happy. Everybody has their own different opinions, and no matter what you do, you cannot make everybody happy. That's exactly what people have said. You cannot ever, ever, ever make people happy. So since you can't make people happy, well, you can't make people happy. Jamie, you are correct. You are 100% correct, Jamie. I've had discharge papers that say benzodiazepine abuse. So I contacted the Center for Drug. I contacted the DEA and asked them if I'm abusing drugs. I know that's a stupid number to call, but I asked. Let me ask you a question. The FDA, I'm sorry, FDA, Food and Drug Administration. I called them and I asked them. I said, I looked at my discharge papers and they said I'm addicted to drugs. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, well, I take benzodiazepines daily. I take them and I'm physically dependent on them. Does that make me a drug addict? And the Food and Drug Administration said no. They're the ones that are in control of that shit. The FDA. They're the ones that control the controlled substances. It's the Food and Drug Administration. They control what happens about controlled substances. And they said, no, you're not a drug addict. You're drug dependent. So abusing drugs versus being addicted to them physically, there's a big difference. I take my medication for anxiety and maybe some high blood pressure. I don't take it because I take it recreation to get high and shit like that. I wouldn't be driving a car if I did that. Are you kidding me? I'd be in fucking jail. I would never do that. I would never do that. Never do that shit. I would never do that. Well, I'm not a female. I mean, you could think I'm a female, but I'm not. But anyways, guys, like I said, they shouldn't label you as a drug abuser. They at one point I was labeled as a drug abuser. And it put me into a low level, like a really, really low level. And it sucked because I didn't deserve that. Because I never have abused drugs. I have literally hundreds of discharge papers with drugs of abuse panel testing where they test for methamphetamines, cocaine, heroin, barbiturates, benzodiazepines, alcohol, and I've never had any of that in my system since I was 16 years old, except benzodiazepines, which I unfortunately have to take. But I've never drug abuse. I've never needled me. I've never done anything like that. And yet, a doctor has the audacity to say you're a drug abuser. Do you know how much that hurts when you know that you've never done drugs, but the doctors are so quick to judge people instead of helping people? They're quick to judge people real quick, but they ain't quick to help people. Another thing about the human race that we need to fix. We really need to fix that part of the human race. We have to stop being so judgmental on people, man. That's another reason why nothing gets done on this planet. Because everybody's always judging everybody before they know the facts. Everybody's always quick to judge. Twitter, Snapchat. Everybody's quick to judge before they know facts. It's amazing. It's amazing. I demand freedom. I demand judgment-free zones. I demand. I wish all my subscribers would send emails to doctors all across this country, to their psychiatrists, to their psychologists even, and to medical personnel, that stop judging people before you know them. Like, I wish that could happen, but I don't have enough following. I don't have enough followers. I want to make a change to this mental health system in the United States. I do. I want to make a change to it. I want people to be less judgmental on people with mental illness. People need to stop being so judgmental. Remember this, people that don't suffer from anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, BPD, or depressive disorders, or anything like that, or schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is the worst mental disorder you could possibly have. Trust me, you don't want schizophrenia. And if anybody has schizophrenia, I'm sorry that you're going through it. Those voices in your head are terrible, and I know it. I don't know why schizophrenia always goes to the worst shit anyway. Like, why can't schizophrenia be like, you're gonna have a good day today? Nah, it's gotta be like, you're gonna kill yourself today, motherfucker. That's what schizophrenia is. It always tells you negative shit. Whatever you think negatively in your brain is what schizophrenia comes out when you're hearing voices. My ex-girlfriend told me that. She said everything I think negative, all of a sudden it'll tell me to end my life or to do something stupid. What kind of fucking mental illness is that? That is some sick shit. Schizophrenia is a terrible illness. What the fuck is that? Like, what? Like, when you actually think about it, it's like, how the fuck does the brain come up with that evil shit? That is evil. And then the voice is like, oh, you better not listen to him. You better not listen to him. Don't touch that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Like, what the fuck kind of illness is that? Where you can't even live your life Because your brain is telling you, oh, this guy's talking to you on the TV. Oh, there's somebody outside the window right there. You better go check. You better go check. What the fuck kind of mental illness is that? Like, for real. Like, that's some evil shit. Another mental illness that I think needs to be banned from the universe. Nobody should have to suffer from schizophrenia. That's depression's bad enough, but schizophrenia is even worse. But like I said, to anybody that doesn't suffer from any medical illnesses or mental illnesses, please do not judge the mentally ill, because every day that mentally ill person that you're judging is suffering every single day. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. The person that is suffering from depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar disorders, and any other kind of mental disorders, whether it be, what's another one that's considered mental? I can't think of any others. But definitely borderline personality disorders. I would recommend that you guys need to look at the big picture before you judge somebody that has mental illness. Just be careful on judging people, because at the end of the day, these people suffer every single day. They suffer from anxiety. They suffer from stress, like me. That's why my hair is literally falling out. Because of stress and anxiety. Anxiety is a terrible thing to suffer with every day. Just imagine, like, okay, I'm going to try to put it in a way where, you don't have no mental illness, but I'm going to try to put it in a way. It's like if one of your coworkers or one of your friends just keep doing this to you all day. Just imagine this. Like, your coworkers is constantly just sitting there, not saying nothing, but it's just constantly doing this to you. Just every day, all day long. Just imagine somebody literally just pushing on you all day, just like this. Just slightly pushing on you like this all day long for hours. Just imagine. Just imagine how annoyed you would get, right? And you'd be like, stop. And he just keeps doing this, like just nudging you. But not hurting you, but nudging you. And he's just constantly touching you, like tapping you. And you start getting stressed out and you're like, fudge. And that's what that anxiety feels like. Just imagine somebody's constantly doing this hours on end. When you're trying to sleep, tap. You're trying to sleep, tap. Oh, what? And then right as you're about to fall asleep, your coworker does this. Slaps you a little bit, right? So he's like slapping you right before you fall asleep into a deep sleep. And you're like, fuck, leave me the fuck alone. Well, that's what anxiety is. That's what I'm trying to put it into a perspective of people that don't understand that. Okay? That's what I am trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, when somebody is suffering from anxiety, it's like somebody nudging you all night long, all day long. From the moment you wake up, you might wake up a couple minutes and be okay, and then there's that nudge. Boom. Nudge. All day long. Somebody's nudging you. And you kind of get used to it after so long, right? You kind of get used to it. So you're like, okay, whatever. But then when you want to sleep and you have anxiety, the person's still doing this. Slapping you. Slightly, but slapping you. And you're like, leave me the fuck alone. But it's anxiety. That is what anxiety is. And it needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed. This shit is serious. It's like somebody is constantly touching you all day long, all night long, touching your nerves. Remember, the nervous system. Let me show you guys. Hold on. Let me show you. Look. Oh, let me show you. Picture of the actual nervous system. Okay, look. Let me show you where we get all our anxiety from. I learned this from a neurologist. This is a disturbing picture, but this is what it is. Look, this is kind of weird, but let me show you. So this is an actual picture of a recreation of the nervous system. Very disturbing. Yeah, I don't know. But that is the picture of the nervous system. So that's the picture of the nervous system. So that system that goes all the way to your legs and your feet is always amplified through anxiety. It's always amped up. It's always misfiring and sending improper signals. And then you have a high heart rate and the palpitations and the panic attack. And then your nervous system's like, alert, red alert, red alert, red alert. And then all of a sudden, adrenaline release from the brain. And then once you get that adrenaline release from the brain, I don't know who all these people are. Let me read the text. I haven't read the text in a while. The Watchman might be right. The Watchman might be right. Anxiety could be a lack of serotonin or nerve damage. That is correct. Jamie Feinberg, I've said that before too. Okay. Alright, let's just check this out. Okay, where's this person at? Let me see. Let me look at my YouTube settings. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna look at my YouTube settings here. I'm gonna try to see who this person is that keeps wanting me to unblock them. See what they want. Let's see here. How do I access that? Do I have Puffin? I'm gonna need the Puffin. Oh, I didn't buy that. Okay, I'll have to do the free one. Yeah, so let me see who this locked and loaded person is, because I kind of recognize the name, but I don't really remember the name. It locked and loaded. I'm trying to remember who that person is. Just a second here. Let me log into Puffin. Hell no, I don't. All right, let me go to Puffin and see what's going on. Okay. All right, Puffin. Okay, YouTube.com. Let me see who this guy is. The name is locked and loaded. Request desktop site, because you have to log into the desktop app. Alrighty, and log into my apps. Alrighty. And then the password to the account. Let me see. I got a 25-digit. I got a 23-digit password. It's ridiculous. Oh wait, what's this? Do you have your phone? You can just text me. Okay, we're logged in now. Let me see who this person is that keeps saying they want me to unblock them. Let's see who it is. Alright, settings, privacy, advanced settings? No. Account? What's this? Okay, that's a good status then, I guess. Add or remove channels. What? View or change your Google account to no. Oh, I think I gotta go to comments. YouTube Studio. Let's check this out. Important. All creators are obligated to take action to comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act and other laws. Review your channel settings. All right, let's go to comments. Held for spam. Wow, there's a lot of there's a lot of spam comments. Donated. Our school is having fortune cookies selling them, and then the money goes to Australia. So whoever donated it makes my day. What the? What the? Shut the fuck. What the hell? Look at all these spam comments. I didn't even receive any of these. Held for review. Why does this piece have it doesn't say 5? Why are all these people got spam when they're not? Ridiculous. How do I see who I blocked? Let's see here. Is it in there? Is it like in the settings? Here we go. No. Channel. Keywords. Do you want to set your channel as made for kids? What? Do you want to set your channel as made for kids? Regardless of your location, you're legally required to comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act and other laws. You are required to tell us whether your videos are made for kids. No. F off. Okay. No. No. I'm trying to find out where the blocked users are. So give me a second here. I'm trying to find out who this person is, and I'm trying to figure it out. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I think I found locked and loaded. I think this is the setting here. Community. What happened to Alexandro's 1984? He disappeared on me. All I asked him was to slow down with that shit. That's all I asked. Okay. Locked and loaded is officially unblocked. Okay, locked and loaded is officially unblocked. He's been asking me for 2 days, so I decided to do it now. And then it's 100%, right? No, I'm looking for the YouTube channel. All right, let's look it up. Let's see, locked, downloaded, 100%. Okay, you're unblocked. Wait, stupid car? Why do you gotta turn the light on? Turn the key to... All right, Mr. Locked and Loaded. There you go. You are now unblocked, sir. All right. It just took me a minute to get there to do it. So let me look at some of your videos, though. Oh, wait a second. Wait. What? Okay. Okay. I like the views. I like the views. And you support the Second Amendment. Okay. I like you now. You support the Second Amendment. I appreciate that. You like Trump. Do you like Trump? Let me see. Let's see. Do you like Trump? Do you like Trump? Do you like Trump? Question and answer. Do you want to help Virginia keep their... Yes, you do like Trump. Okay. So you're like a news station then. Okay. Okay. Okay, I already unblocked you. Excuse me. Oh. What the fuck is in this bag? How are you doing today? Hope you're okay. Thank you. Doing good. How about you? All right, watching right now. Say something. Okay. Well, I mean, Locked and Loaded has a pretty interesting YouTube channel. It's better than mine. It says a prayer request for a YouTuber with mental illness. Let's talk coronavirus and reality. Wake up. Exactly. Breaking U.S. aircraft shot down by the Taliban. I can't believe that happened. A virus that kills. Coronavirus. And you respected Kobe Bryant. Very nice of you. I like that. Coronavirus. Let's chat about fears and more. And fellowship. Going live in about 30 minutes. Coronavirus discussion. Okay. I appreciate the channel. A lot better than mine. But guys, this is what we got to do. All right, Locked and Loaded. You should be able to comment now. If his original username is here now, you should be able to comment. ISO 2 Locked and Loaded, a comedy online. Some people just say the meanest things to me, so I just end up blocking them. I don't usually block them unless like they really say something mean. So I don't know what I did. I have to really just chill out with insulting people. But sometimes some people just say the meanest things, so I just end up blocking them. I try not to. I try not to react, but sometimes I react. But anyways, guys, we really, genuinely, we really need to figure out what's going on in this society. We really do, guys. We really have to. Okay. The fuck? Is that a military vet? Hey, thanks for serving our country. He waved. Oh. For now, do that, but we'll see what happens. I mean, where did I go to? All creators are obliged to take action. Shut up! Now, how did I do this before? Okay. I go down to community settings. I think this is it. No, that's the feedback. Yo, I love Verizon Wireless. They have the best coverage. They have the best. Okay, for once, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna remove everybody from the block list one more time, but I'm only gonna do this one more time, and that's it. I'm gonna do this one more time, so we're gonna remove these people from the block. There's not that many people. Some people say the meanest things, man. I just don't like that they say the meanest things. And I don't think I deserve that. Nobody deserves it. Why would somebody name themselves Petal? That's terrible. Alexandros 1984. If you see this live stream, tell me why you haven't responded. I will add you back once you respond. Okay, now I gotta look up the likely spam. For whoever donated, our school is having a fortune cooking selling thing, and the money goes to Australia. We have made $700 in 3 flipping days. So whoever donated makes my day scenes and Australians. So $100,000 to read this. I don't want likes. Just saying those whoever donated. Okay, I don't know why those are being filtered out. Shut the blank up, biatch. Why is that even? I like it. Keep up. Would you like to be YouTube friends? Ew, this guy's nasty right here. I need 3 people to join my visible party. Bro. I mean, I could definitely use some financial help, sure. This guy was willing to send me some money, and it was spammed out, so he couldn't get my email. I could have really used that money right now. I mean, my car payment's due. I'm trying my hardest too. I'll just approve all these comments. Approve multiple comments. Yes, approve, approve, approve. Come on. I'm clicking it. What are you doing, YouTube? Hello? Because this guy's comment got filtered. I never saw it. Well, no, 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 my PayPal account is paypal.me/the planet Earth. No, that in my recommendation automatically held. Your finance pool. What? What kind of name is that? The fuck? This guy sounds like a goober. That's funny. Held for review. I haven't checked this in about a year. Why have I not been checking these comments? Are you going to be able to switch service mode and tell us what balance about? Okay, approve that comment. Let me guess. Some yuppie blank blank that thought his blank blank blank. I could tell by his blank blank blank. Ah! Kyle coming over here with the insults. Let me guess. Some yuppie blank blank that thought his blank blank didn't blank. I could tell by his blank blank blank. Yo, Kyle defended me and it got held by YouTube. It's actually pretty funny. Okay, is everything clear now? Oh, I don't want to read all these comments. Look how many comments were held for spam. My God. Look how many comments were held for spam. Why? Oh my God. I hate living war tornado. How did that get spammed out? No wonder my comments just disappear. But I don't I don't actually get it. Yo, I'm trying to. Oh my god, why are there so many comments that were held for spam? They're not even, they're all positive. Yo, I really hate YouTube sometimes. Like, they miss, like, all my subscribers that have been commenting over the last 2 years. Literally, all. Ah! My old subscribers have been commenting for 2 years and they go straight to the spam. No, I was wondering why I wasn't getting no comments. No wonder. They've all been held by YouTube as potentially offensive. Why? Just why? No wonder I haven't been engaging with my subscribers. It's because I have over 5,000 comments, likely spam. 5,000 comments. What the? Yo, what the fudge, man? What am I doing wrong on my channel here? Let me see something. Let me see. 5,000 comments have been held for spam. Or it says likely spam. See, YouTube just fucks everybody over. And it just ruins it for everybody. It just ruins it for everybody. They almost crashed into each other just now. Oh, I think that's the reason why. There we go. There we go. Okay. Maybe that'll stop that. Okay, maybe that'll stop all the likely held for spam. Filter. Whoa. Subscriber count. Alright. I got a long way to go with this shit. Oh my god, this is gonna take forever. YouTube loves to fuck me over. They have a fetish for fucking people over. Ever since they put this stupid fucking everybody's got to be mint condition thing, I've literally so many comments have been blocked as held for spam, or it says likely spam. No wonder I can't get anybody to comment on my channel anymore, because they're all held for spam. They even spammed my own comments. My own comments were spammed. Thumbs up if you are a human. Got spammed. I'm shocked right now. No wonder nobody gets anywhere on YouTube anymore. I just gotta keep doing this until they're all gone. Look at this. Look at this right now. Look at this. Oh my god, dude. What's going on here? Let's try this again. Nice work. You are all caught up. Likely spam 65. Nope. It's cleared out. Wow. I cannot believe that. So this whole time, YouTube has held over 5,000 comments. That is just sad. They've held over 5,000 comments from me. This is another reason why I can't engage with my audience. What's this? Interesting. Okay, I mean, there we go. Finally, damn. 5,000 comments later, I finally approved them all. God damn. 5,000 comments. No wonder I've not been seeing any comments from my older subscribers because they have been flagged. Jesus Christ, man. Ridiculous, bro. That is just so stupid. Alright, anyways, guys. Alright, I'm done. Sorry, I'm done. I just watched your oldest video about a letter. Your oldest video was like 6 years ago. Ron, don't forsake the wisdom of the watchman. You might run into some interesting people. Don't accept the failure at the first church. Go if you and ask for some simple supplies. Shouting peasant. Thank you, 100%. Locked and loaded. Finally commented. Your moderator blocked a lot of your comments. Be careful who you have as a moderator. Well, okay. Here's the weird thing that I kind of want to talk about real quick. This guy named Alexandros. He's from like a different country, and I had him as moderator for a very long time, for years. What I didn't know is that he's been holding all these comments for a review. Then when we were going through like a break with my fiance, for some reason he contacted her behind my back, and she felt very uncomfortable, and he hasn't said a word. He has not said a word since then. So I don't know who he is, but he creeped me out and genuinely gave me the creeps. Alexandros usually is a good person, but I don't know what happened. As after he found out that I found out that he was trying to talk to my girl, he ghosted the channel and he's never been back. So I don't know what his goal was, if he was trying to steal my girl or what. But I've deleted the moderators, all of them. I only had 2 moderators, but they weren't doing nothing for my live stream, so I just deleted them. If Alexandros wants to have a proper conversation, then we'll definitely add him back. We'll definitely add him back. If anybody's interested, my PayPal. If anybody's interested, I have 2 ways of payment for donations. It's the Cash App. The stupid. I don't know how Cash App works, but I'm supposed to give you the money sign, the planet Earth. There's no spaces in there. And then for PayPal, it's paypal.me/the planet Earth. And that money is used obviously for my stupid whatever. But it's whatever. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, I finally got everybody's comments approved. I didn't even know this, but somebody has been blacklisting all my old subscribers, and I am not. One of these moderators blacklisted all of my old subs, all of them, and I didn't even know that. I don't know if it was Alexandros or I don't know if it was somebody else, but one of them were blacklisting, blocking people, like the Dave fan, another old subscriber of mine, was blocked. I didn't block him. Sometimes me and him get in fights, but I wouldn't block him. But for some reason, he was blocked. He might be dangerous. You never know. But if anybody knows Alexandros, keep an eye on him. Because that's very strange that he was trying to take my girl and talking to him. Or talking to her. And that's it. It was just weird. I need to get a moderator who just moderates. Not a moderator who's like half-assed. Well, the thing is though, Alexandro's always been nice on my channel for years. So I don't get why he started to block everybody and ruin my channel here of having all these blocked users. I don't understand it. Don't hit my car, mother trucker. Bye. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go. Oh my God, dude. Dude, you're like a half an inch from my car. Come on. God, these people, man. So yeah, no, I'm shocked right now. A lot of people got blocked on my channel. I didn't even know it. Well, if I had, guys, I'll be honest with you. If I had the money right now, okay, I've been working 12 hours a day every single day for a week, and I've made $45. But, let me explain. If I had the money right now, I'd go pick up my fiance in New Jersey. She's miserable there, and I miss her, and I need her back in my life, and that's it. But I don't have the gas money, and I'm working on that. But with a car with 150,000 miles, I don't know how much longer this car's going to last. So I'm just stressed out right now because I mean, it's very expensive to travel 1,800 miles each way. It's very expensive. And it's very taxing on your body, especially all the vibrations. So it's hard. And then you don't know if your car's going to break down. You just have all this unneeded stress in your life. But I do miss my girl, man. I really miss her, and I just can't afford it. But if I could, I'd be there in a heartbeat. Thank you there, Donnie Holop. I appreciate that. But guys, if you do subscribe and you are from this guy's YouTube channel called Locked and Loaded, if you guys are, I'm just going to warn you, I make the most random, stupid videos imaginable. So don't be surprised, okay? If I rant, if I scream, or if I break something, or if I upload videos of me driving, or if I go to Mexico randomly, it's just random, okay? There's no specific thing that I upload on this channel. I've just been trying to be more with my subscribers instead of against my subscribers, because I'm trying to understand how this YouTube works. Not just the live streaming aspect of it, but how it works in general. And I didn't know that so many people were blocked on my YouTube channel. And it was Locked and Loaded that said, look, you blocked me. And when I looked at it and looked at it very carefully, I didn't block anybody. I told them last time that I wasn't going to block anybody anymore. If they have their opinion and they hate my guts, then they hate me. Like, what can I do? You can't get somebody to like you that hates you. Period. End of story. But it goes against their freedom of speech. Now, if they're derogatory towards people of color, or if they are derogatory towards, well, pretty much people of color, I'm gonna ban them. But like I said, guys, gonna try to fix this. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. This has been the Planet Earth here. Thank you for the $5 donation, whoever did it.